Listen, what a week it's been for these two coaches, John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin, talking a little bit there on pregame. RG3, Robert Griffin III, in for Lamar, who was still on the COVID list. All right, here we go. Let's get it started in the first quarter. There was no score at this point. RG3 fumbles there. That handoff, really, I feel like this was the beginning of the turnover bowl that we saw in this first quarter.
Yeah, you know, he's taking fresh snaps, quarterbacks in the exchange. That's something you got to work on, but kind of expected.
A little bit. All right, 6 plays later, Mike Tomlin decides to go for it on 4th and goal. Ben Roethlisberger can't find anybody. Under pressure there, throws it. Whoop, nope. Intercepted by Tyus Bowser there in the end zone. I mean, it was just one of those things where it continued to snowball here very early on in this game.
These turnovers were back to back.
Pick 6 there by Joe Hayden. It was just incredible. Right off the bat, these two teams, you could tell, were just struggling to get it going offensively.
Yeah, and Hayden was playing like that robber position. He jumped the route, and, of course, RG3 not having a lot of snaps, not having that experience as of late, didn't see it coming.
We go to the next Ravens drive, punting on 4th and 17, but it is muffed.
Hey, rusty.
Craziness. What did I tell you? What did I tell you about what's happening in this
A lot of
quarter?
turnovers. A lot of turnovers.
Left and right. 5 plays later, Ravens facing 2nd and goal at the 1. Gus Edwards, he's going to muscle it in for the 1-yard score. Finally, Ravens lead here 7-6. We go to the second quarter. Ravens trailing now 12-7. RG3 scrambles up the middle for a big 39-yard gain. Ravens had a season-high 265 rush yards in Week 8 versus the Steelers. Woo, getting it in done there. 3 plays later, just over 2 minutes left in the half. 2nd and 1 at the Steelers 28. He scrambles it in, but limping that hammy.
Yeah.
We saw him all iced up, all bandaged up. So look who comes in instead. Trace McSorley, 6th rounder out of Penn State in the 2019 draft. This has been the story, just depth chart, guy after guy. 5 plays later, Gus Edwards gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage there. Steelers slow to get up. Clock still running for John Harbaugh, begging the officials to mark the ball on the play. It was a rough start to this game, no doubt. All right, next play. Clock ticking, under 10 seconds. Ravens line up to run a play on 3rd and goal at the 1. Time winding down. RG3 throws it up to the backup tight end, Luke Wilson. Time expires. Ravens come up with nothing at the end of the half. So at halftime, Ravens trail 12-7. Let's fast forward, fellas. 4th quarter. Steelers leading 12-7, facing 1st and goal. Roethlisberger to Juju Smith-Schuster. Thank you for my fantasy team. Steelers lead 19-7. Juju with the celebration. And we needed it. We needed a little dance. We needed a little excitement here as you see RG3 all iced up on the sideline there. We continue on. What do you think of this one, Willie?
I thought it was
a little Hollywood.
Yeah, I thought it was a good throw, but an even better guy catching the ball. Hollywood making a miss, and then not many people are going to catch him. Just that speed, explosive.
Once the first guy misses, the ball earlier this season.
Yeah. Once the first guy misses, it's a problem for everybody else.
That's it. It's a wrap. All right, we go to the next Steelers drive, or Ravens drive rather. Next Steelers drive, yes, here we go. I mean, the defense for the Ravens really stepped up today. I don't think a lot of people expected that.
No, and that was just a great catch right there. I mean, they had great coverage.
Were on him. Yep.
Yeah, they had him double covered. Still came down with the ball.
This one came down to the wire. Got real exciting there at the end, but in the end, the Steelers remain undefeated. 19-14, the final score there. I mean, this one had us just looking a little bit not concerned, but down the stretch there, I was wondering what was going to happen, because as we've seen this year, you can never be too sure on what these games will come out to. And a couple of people said it might be an upset, but no, the Steelers still remain undefeated. So let's bring in Kurt Warner and James Jones. Let's dive into it right away. Willie, I'll have you lead us off here. As we saw in the beginning, a lot of struggles to get it going offensively. A
little sloppy, and you know, the turnovers and the two teams getting going. But when you got division rivals, sometimes the score, when you look at the score, you look at what these teams have done, their record, it really doesn't matter. 3-4 turnovers in a row. Finally, Pittsburgh got going with a Joe Hayden interception, getting it in the end zone, something to jumpstart him and get him going. But Of course, a lot of these teams haven't practiced. They've been off a little while. I expected new players to be in there to be a little slow, a little sloppy, a little rusty, some mistakes to happen, and we saw that tonight.
Kurt, when you look at, there was a lot of talk going into this game about RG3. How was he going to step up? A lot of sort of assumptions about what we could see offensively. What did you see from him? A couple of explosive plays, but overall, what was your assessment?
Well, first of all, MJ, let's give some credit to the Ravens. I think everybody came into this game going with everything against them, and all these guys on the COVID list, they're not even going to be able to compete. I think there was even some Pittsburgh guys tweeting, hey, pad your stats today against this Ravens team. I thought they played extremely well. We knew their defense would show up. I thought RG3 did some good things. You know, Willie broke it down a little earlier. You're thrown in there, you're in a situation you don't expect to play. Pittsburgh does a great job of giving you some different looks. There were some mistakes early, that set the Steelers up and got them points. But I thought it was a great football game in terms of both teams battling and it being a close Ravens-Steelers type game. If there's one time that I kind of shake my head or scratch my head a little bit, it was at the end of the first half when the Ravens got down there tight. And they had some time. I don't know why you don't throw a couple, shots into the end zone. Give yourself 3 opportunities to score. They run it, then they have to hurry things up. And I thought that really changed the complexion of that game because they were competing really well in that first half.
No, Kurt, you're absolutely right. And if anybody thought this game was going to be different, these Ravens and these Steelers meeting, I don't care who's running out there. I could run out there right now. If I put on a Ravens helmet, I'm going to go out there and compete in this rivalry. The Ravens came out and they played football on the defensive side of the ball. And when you really watch this game, RG3 throws a pick 6. He has a mishandle on the read option, gives the Pittsburgh Steelers great field position. And this defense still comes out there, gets a takeaway, holds them to a field goal. They gave up 1 touchdown in this ball game, this defense, with all the guys they're missing off this defense. I'm telling you right now, the Steelers or anybody else do not want to see the Ravens in the playoffs if this defense is going to play like this with Lamar Action Jackson and those running backs coming back on this football team. They came out tonight, they showed fight, and we knew they would do that. Coach Harbaugh is going to have his team ready to play no matter the situation. He was going to have his guys ready to go for this game, and they came out and they really played ball tonight. They came out on the short end of the stick, but I'm telling you, this is one of those that you build off of and you show your team the tape of this one and you get better and you say, if we could play like this, it's going to be tough to beat us.
It was a gritty game, and that's exactly what we've been accustomed to seeing from this rivalry from these two teams, especially what we want to see after a game was postponed 3 times. Y'all better go out there and give us a show like that. But I have to give credit to the Steelers' defense. T.J. Watt, Joe Hayden going out there, really leading the way for them, Willie.
Yeah, this is one of the top defenses in the league, and you need defense, especially on nights like this when the offense gets going a little bit slow. We talked about the turnovers, the slow start by Ben. Really didn't get going to the third quarter, and they struggled in the red zone like 3 or 4 times, where if you're playing against an explosive team on